The Stoics talk about how basically history is the same thing happening over and over and over again. Marcus Aurelius talks in Meditations about how the future is going to be exactly the same as what's happening right now, which is going to be exactly the same as what was happening in the time of Vespasian or any of the other emperors. So this is really important, right? That can be, you can see that as depressing. I see it as a profound insight. If history repeats, then if you want to understand the future, if you want to be able to predict the future, you have to read. One of the best books I read at the beginning of the pandemic was John Barry's The Great Influenza. And that told me everything I needed to know about how to respond to the pandemic in that moment. But it also gave me a real glimpse of how events were going to unfold in the future. My understanding of the Civil War, my reading of Shakespeare, my understanding of history has helped me understand the events happening in the United States since 2016. Right? If you want to understand the future and if you want to understand what's happening right now, the best way to understand current events, like if you want to understand the rise of China and the inevitable clash of civilizations between China and the United States, go read Thucydides' History of the Peloponnesian War. Thucydides wrote that trying to create a document that would last for all time, and it is a geopolitical masterclass. The way to become an informed citizen, people go, but is it, when I talk about don't read the news, right? I say read books, don't read the news. And people go, but how will I be an informed citizen? And this is silly. The best way to be an informed citizen is not to watch a breaking CNN story or to read the latest piece from the New York Times or worse, whatever, news site in your filter bubble is. The best way to understand current events, again, is through history. John Adams says, there is no history perhaps better adopted to this useful purpose than that of Thucydides. You will find it full of instruction to the orator, the statesman, the general, as well as to the historian and the philosopher, right? Doris Kearns Goodwin, her book Leadership in Turbulent Times, which I've recommended. If you want to understand how to be a leader in turbulent times, study the leaders who went through turbulent times. Don't read the latest Harvard Business Review case study, right? Go to the core of it. Don't be satisfied with the gist of it. And here's what I find. When I read history, when I read the core primary documents, the letters, the works that influence the people who wrote the letters or the Constitution or the laws. What I understand is their intention. I understand the real truth of it, and these things are not nearly as politically charged, and they're not as biased as they are when you're getting them from the news today.